Welcome to Excellencia School of Chemistry. This is the second video in this sequence. And the first one we discussed the volumetric analysis, which is iodimetry, of this year's WAEC Practical. And today we have the qualitative analysis. But before we continue, may I invite you to click the subscribe button in this channel so that you can always follow us in our chemistry discussions. C is a double salt. Carry out the following test on the sample, record the observations, and identify any gases evolved. State the conclusion drawn from the result of each test. Now let's go to the first one, A. Put all C into a test tube, add about 5 cm cube of distilled water, stir and test with litmus paper. Divide the solution into two portions. Let's carry that one out first. We have here, this is sample, and we put into a test tube, and we add about this distilled water, about 5 cm cube of distilled water, not up to 5, but just for you to dissolve it anyway. It mustn't really be strictly 5 cm cube. Okay, and then stir. You stir. The essence of stirring is to dissolve it. So I shake it very well. Now, I said you should test with litmus paper. Testing with litmus. This is the red litmus paper. There is no change. And here is my blue litmus paper. It turned blue litmus paper red, and that shows that the solution is acidic. So here, C dissolves to form a pale green. You see the solution? Pale green solution. So we infer here that C is soluble in water. Or you say C is a soluble salt, okay? Or C is a soluble salt. Now we have the litmus test. Turns blue litmus paper turns red. Of course, we know by this it means that C aqueous is acidic. C aqueous is acidic. That is, aqueous solution of C is acidic. This is the first one. Okay, you make sure that your test corresponds with the observation and the inferences. And the second one, it says to the first portion. So we divide into two here. Divided into two portions. So the first portion we add, add sodium hydroxide solution. Okay, it's sodium hydroxide solution in drops. In drops. You see, as I add it, you see some precipitate, reddish brown precipitate forms. Let me add it in excess now. As I added it in excess, you see this precipitate remains. Instead, even more is forming. It doesn't dissolve. It's not dissolving. You see it? It's not dissolving. So we are going to report that. But the instruction continues. We heat the resulting solution and keep it for some minutes. This is the solution. It's actually with the precipitate inside, okay? We heat it. But of course, whenever you want to heat a solution, you get ready to test for any gas that would evolve. So I'm moistening my red litmus paper. Okay, I'm heating it, and I'm holding a red moist. It has to be moist, okay? Moist red litmus paper. It's coming. Okay, just you hit it very well. Okay, it's turning blue, but it's taking some time. It's turning blue gradually. You will see the moist red litmus paper turns blue. Yes, the gas is coming out now. The gas has some pungent smell. You see the way I'm perceiving it, and I didn't put my nose inside it. So the red litmus paper turns blue. Is taking some time, but it's already turning blue. You can see it. If you put it, it will still turn blue some more. Now the gas is coming out much, so it turns blue. And we have this a glass rod. And holding the glass rod here, you see dense white fumes. Glass rod, I dipped it inside HCl. When I hold it to the mouth, you see dense white fumes. Dense white fumes, okay? Okay, so now let's report our work so far. First of all, sodium hydroxide in drops. Dirty green precipitate. Dirty green precipitate. Under the inference, we suspect ion 2 ion may be present. And then we have, in excess, we have precipitate remains. Precipitate remains. So we now confirm ion 2 ion present, okay? Or you can say confirmed, present. So that is it on that one. Now we were asked to leave it for some minutes. You see, having left it for some minutes, you see on the upper part, in fact, it's even spreading down, that mixture left for some minutes, okay. Reddish brown precipitate, reddish brown precipitates forms. You can add at the upper part. So the inference is that ion 2 ions are oxidized to ion 3 ions. Yes. Ion 2 ions oxidized to ion 3 ions. And we have the third one. So the second portion, add few drops of barium chloride. So this barium chloride solution, okay. We have add few drops. One. Just adding few drops. You see it? You see white precipitate. Now followed by excess dilute HCl, HNO3 in excess. See, the precipitate remains. The precipitator remains. So what do we infer here now? So we have C aqueous plus barium chloride, aqueous, white precipitate. Formed. So you suspect tetraoxysulfate 4 ions, sulfide ions, and triazocarbonate 4 ions. So you write it this way. Make sure you don't suspect HC, or don't suspect this man, okay? Because this man never forms a precipitate. He's always soluble. So when you now say mixture, or just write plus HCl, plus HNO3 rather, you write precipitate remains. Remains. So here, the right may be present, okay? May be present. But when you added excess in excess, you see that precipitate remains. At that time, now you confirm SO4 2 minus present. Yes. Mind you that these questions can be rearranged. The order can be rearranged. For instance, here, you might be asked to first add this man before adding barium chloride. Okay? Yes. So that is it. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and so as to follow us in our subsequent posts. But meanwhile, I want to still advise you to ensure that you read your questions in the hall so as to follow the particular order. For instance, at this point, you might be asked to do something slightly different, in a slightly different order. But this is just the general expectation, which can be tinkered in any way. So we actually omitted something here. We omitted the observation and inferences here when we added, when we heated it. Okay? Yes. So when we heated it, we observed, as you saw, we observed evolution of a colorless gas which has pungent smell. And when we passed that gas through litmus paper, it turned blue litmus red, or red litmus blue rather, and gave us dense white films with HCl. So there, when we saw evolution of a colorless gas, being that we've already added sodium hydroxide, and the colorless gas has a pungent smell, we're going to suspect that the gas is ammonia from ammonium ion, okay? And having tested it with litmus paper and it turned red litmus blue, certainly we know that the gas is alkaline. There's always a point here, you have another point here. Now, when that gas also is passed, being that it also turned blue litmus, red litmus blue, at this level, the only gas that can do that is ammonia gas. And now it gave us dense white films with HCl. Certainly is ammonia gas, which means we can correctly say that the gas is ammonia from ammonium ion. And at that point, we now say assertively that ammonium ion is present. Yes, thank you very much. And make sure you read very well and prepare for your examination. God bless. Thank you very much. Remember, this is Excellential School of Chemistry, and we are always here for you. Thank you.